Morning, everyone. Again, good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, Miss Sheena. Before I begin with my teaching demo, I'd like to emphasize or I'd like to begin with informing that the sub skill I will be focusing on for this teaching demo is the comprehension or the reading comprehension subskill, which is under understanding the context, understanding the context explicitly stated, making inferences about the context, also under inferring word meaning from context. So again, that should be the focus of my teaching demo. So I'll start. Again, good morning, everyone. Yes, hello, good morning. Before we begin with our lesson, let us all stand for the prayer. Let us pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Good morning. Okay, so before we begin with our lesson, proper lesson, let me have a recap from yesterday's discussion. Who can tell me what we had yesterday? What discussion we had yesterday? Okay, Javen? Yes, that's correct. We talked about adverb and adjective yesterday. So who can give me an example of an adverb? Yes, Alien. That's right. We have adverb of time, adverb of manner, adverb of place. Okay, that's right. And then who can give me an example of an adjective? Okay, Rihanna? That's right. Beautiful, small, or examples of an adjective. Okay, so anybody who still has questions on the lesson we had yesterday? Okay, no more questions. So I think we will now move on to our next topic, which is analyzing intention of words and expressions used in propaganda techniques. So uh, these are words again and expressions used in propaganda techniques. So let's start. Now, for our lesson objectives, we are going to first define propaganda techniques, and also slogan. We are going to also compare and contrast the different types of propaganda techniques, and after that, you're going to create a propaganda with a slogan promoting your local tourist destination. So this one, let me show you this picture and tell me what you see from the picture. What you see in the picture. Yes, again, Rihanna? Okay. So there's a girl, and then the background of the girl is, it says travel from home. And this is also a campaign from the Philippine Department of Tourism. Okay, what else? What else can you see? That's correct. So this is a campaign promoting travel from home. What else? Okay, that's right. So you see a background that is a tourist spot in the Philippines. That's okay, very good observation. So let's move on to the next slide. This is actually what it says. Okay, so as you can see, again, this is a campaign from the Philippine Department of Tourism. It says travel from home. And then it says here, the message of this campaign actually says people will see and appreciate the beautiful landscapes of the Philippines. And the purpose, the intention, or the purpose of this campaign is that the Philippines Department of Tourism, in partnership with BBDO Guerrero, has launched a campaign encouraging people to travel from home, which means the campaign uses the virtual background feature used by conference call facilities and video conferencing platforms to enable people to see the beautiful landscapes of the Philippines from the safety and comforts of their home. So basically, the Philippine or the Department of Tourism is encouraging everyone to use the background, this type or this kind of background, while conferencing or video conferencing so that even if they're just at home, staying at home, they can still see the beauty of the Philippines. Okay, so this is, or that's basically, that's the reason why, or that's the purpose of this campaign. Okay, you have questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So this slide says, let us now begin to define what is propaganda. So propaganda is a form of communication that aimed at influencing the attitude of a community towards some cause or position by presenting only one side of an argument. This is most of the time seen on TV commercials, print advertisements, also billboards and other forms of media. And this is also used to influence religious beliefs of society. Okay, so you can see this also during campaigns or election campaigns. Okay, so advertisements, print advertisements, or on magazines or on newspapers. So you can see propaganda or advertisements almost everywhere. Okay, print or on TV, or nowadays we can now see that on YouTube, social media, Google. So if you have internet at home, you can also see propaganda or advertisements. Okay, so this time we move on to the common types of propaganda techniques. Number one, we have bandwagon. This type of propaganda aims at persuading people to do a certain thing because many other people are doing it. It also suggests that if you do not follow the majority, you will be left out and you will miss a lot of things. So, again, nowadays, we always hear this bandwagon. It's the trend. So, if you don't follow the trend, you're not in it. And then you're not, you don't belong to the group, something like that. So let me show you an example of this one. So this is from Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. It says things go better with Coke. So if you don't drink, this means that if you don't drink Coke, meaning you don't belong to the group. So you're not trending. Okay? So something like that. Any questions so far regarding bandwagon? So again, the clue here or the catch when you say bandwagon propaganda technique is that it suggests that if you do not follow, or it suggests the buyers that if you do not follow the majority, you will be left out and you will miss a lot of things. So just like what is trending now in TikTok. So in TikTok, you can also see, aside from Shopee and Lazada, you can now see uh, online sellers on TikTok. So if you don't buy something that's trending on TikTok, so that means you're not in, or you don't belong to the group. Okay, so we move on to the next type. This one is called snob appeal. So this one is assuming that their product is better than others. It indicates that buying a certain product will make you stand out from the rest as the masses cannot afford it. Advertisements use this technique to flatter and tell the viewer that their product is better than others, making you better as well. So good examples of these type of uh, propaganda is the commercial, shampoo commercials, beauty products, soap, conditioners, lotions, etc. Okay, so again, this one indicates that buying a certain product will make you stand out from the rest. Okay, so if you say, for example, if you use cream silk or if you use sunsilk as your shampoo, so it follows that you have a beautiful hair, so you stand out from among all other girls in town, perhaps. Okay, so that's an example of the snob appeal. Another example, this one, the slogan says, the scent of my success. So, meaning if you use this type of scent, or if you, yes, so you will be successful. Okay, and then if you become successful, then you stand out from all the rest. Okay, so something like that. Next, we move on to testimonial. So this one is very common. Uses words of an expert or a famous person to promote a particular idea, product, or cause. So this is very common. Testimonial meaning the brand or the commercial uses a famous person. So say for example, nowadays our famous persons, our famous influencers. So we have Ivana Alawi, we have Zainab Haraki, we also have Alex Gonzaga. So they use these influencers, very famous influencers, to promote their brand or to promote their product. And then uh, those influencers or those famous people use the brand in particular so that they could say something about it. So basically, before they make or they promote the brand or the product, they have to use it first so that they could testify or they could give a testimonial that this product is really good. Okay, so this is also one example. So here it's Chris Aquino promoting Nescafe. So she says, I finally found a coffee that goes well with my busy schedule. So Chris is telling that she is using the product, and also to it goes well. It says that the slogan says that the product goes well with her schedule because Chris during the time or at the time was very busy, so she needs not to have a very long sleep. So for her not to get sleepy, she needs to drink Nescafe because cafe, you know, uh, caffeine would not let you sleep. So there. Next, we move on to the next example. This is transfer. So in this technique, qualities of a well-known person are associated with a product to promote or demote it. Again, transfer is a propaganda technique where qualities of a well-known person are associated with a product to promote or demote it. So unlike testimonial that they use the certain person to promote the product, for transfer they are just using they are using they are just using the qualities of a well-known person, qualities of a well-known person. So just the qualities of, say for example, we have Ivana Alawi. So Ivana is a very transparent person. She's loud. She says everything and anything she wants to say. So she's very frank in terms of uh, what needs to be said. So she doesn't filter. So she says everything that she wants to say. Okay, so basically, if they want to use Ivana, they need to use those qualities to promote a certain product. Okay, so one example of this is this one. So this one, this first person, the first person on the picture is Adolf Hitler. Although he is dead already, he was a German uh, leader, leader in Germany at the time. So this person used to be a very, very tough person, very iron fist. Okay, so it says at the top, National Socialism. Now we move on to the next picture. This is Barack Obama. Okay, Democratic Socialism, because Barack Obama is a very is a very is a very is person who is a very good influencer when it comes to democracy. Okay, and then for the third picture, I am not very familiar with the picture, but I think this is he is also a leader in somewhere part in Latin America. Latin America. So it says Marxist socialism. Okay. So although they are using the picture of these people, but the very common personality or characteristic of these three people are they are strong men, and also they are leaders of a certain country. Okay. So next we have the fifth kind or type is called repetition. So repetition, this is when the product's name is repeated many times during an advertisement. Okay. Especially for new products or new endorsements. So they just make it very short. It's a very short narration about the product, and then they say it or they do it 3 times mostly. So that's an example of a repetition. Again, the product is being repeated 3 times, 3 times at the most. An example of this one again, it's Coca-Cola. So the picture of Coca-Cola is being repeated 3 times. So again, um, there you would see advertisements that is being repeated, especially for new products. So they say something about the product and then just very short, and then they repeat that 3 times. So from the word itself, repetition. Next, we move on to emotional words. So customers can be convinced by the simple use of words such as love, adore, hate, care, etc. The very the very common brand or advertisement that use this is Coca-Cola, especially during Christmas season. So it's very heartfelt. I mean, they advertise the product Coca-Cola, and then they try to catch the attention of the buyers by getting their emotions or their feelings, you know, it's being targeted as the or for them to buy the product. So Coca-Cola, I would actually um wait for it every December, because they usually do that every December. So it's very heartwarming, it's very heartfelt, if you see the commercial. So I wish I could show you the video, but I was not able to download it. But anyway, also McDonald's do that, and Jollibee. So they target the hearts of the people, especially the Filipino people. So Filipino people are very emotional. So they know that when they have that kind of commercial, surely the Filipino people will uh, patronize the product. Okay. So I'll show you an example of this one. Okay. So for Coca-Cola, it says share a Coke. It says it's the Coca-Cola alphabet. Coca-Cola alphabet. And then for the second picture, it says thank you. Say thank you, expressing your feelings with the letters that come in each. And then it says Coca-Cola. So the big words are share and then thank you. So those are very emotional words. Okay, next we move on to the next number 7. It says glittering generalities. So for this type, this consists of words that are filled with praises. This technique uses emotionally appealing words like good, better, best, honest, and fair, among others, to convince buyers. However, it is hard to prove or disprove these words. More importantly, they have no exact or real meaning at all. So just quite the same with emotional words, only that the brand is using very specific. The brand is using good, better, best, honest, and fair, among others. So these words are used in promoting a certain product. Okay. And it says also here that in using those products, um, just to promote the product, they're using those words, but basically they have no exact or real meaning at all. So those words are just put to attract the attention of the buyer, just to, just for the buyers to buy or to patronize their product. Okay, so one example of this one is from Starbucks coffee, the best coffee for the best you. Okay, so they're using the word best. Okay, next we move on to the name calling. So this one it is also called stereotyping or labeling. This involves the use of names that evoke fear or hatred in the viewer, and this technique links a person or idea to a negative symbol. Negative symbol. Again, name calling. So they would associate, the brand is associated with a person, and this usually involves the use of names that evoke fear or hatred in the viewer. And again, this technique links a person or idea to a negative symbol. So, negative symbol, remember that for name calling. An example would be this one. Okay, for this one, the negative here is that they are comparing the product. So the product they are trying to promote is this one, the Select Harvest. So they're trying to promote Select Harvest. And then they are trying to compare Select Harvest to this product. It says Progresso. So if you could see, this product, Progresso, has MSG. So they're emphasizing MSG is not good for your health. Okay, so it says, how do you like your chicken noodle? Okay, so with MSG or without. Okay, so of course, the people or the buyers would go to the product without MSG, because again, MSG is not good for your health because it's salt. Salt is not good for your health. So again, they are name calling Progresso just so they could promote Select Harvest, and that Select Harvest has no MSG. MSG. Okay. So any questions so far? Do you have any questions so far? Let me clear the screen. No questions? Okay, we move on to the next part. The next type, our eighth, ninth type. Okay, so this one is called plain folks. This is a technique in which common people are attracted on the basis of their common values, and this technique involves a certain personality doing things done by the common people to prove that he or she is one of them. So this one uses a famous person or someone, yes, someone who is known, and then they use that person to promote a certain product to let the buyers know that even if this person is famous, he still uses the product because he's just human who is also using that certain product, something like that. Okay, so again, this technique involves a certain personality or a famous person doing things done by the common people to prove that he or she is one of them. So I'll show you an example. This is Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama. And if you could see on his background, it says McDonald's. So Barack Obama is just human, it's just a person. He gets hungry, so he could just buy McDonald's because McDonald's is a fast food chain. So when you buy the product, you can just eat it eat it instantly or easily. So, when you get hungry, you need to go to a certain brand which gives you ready-made food. So McDonald's is one of them. And again, Barack Obama, although he is famous, he is the president, he gets hungry. He's just, one of us. He gets hungry, he eats, and then he goes to McDonald's. Okay, something like that. Plain folks. And lastly, our last type is called card stacking, and this technique hides the negative aspect while highlighting the positive one. This technique always portrays the positive qualities about the product. Advertisers always emphasize the good qualities of the product they are promoting. So most advertisers do that. So they don't focus on the negative, and then the things that do not benefit their product. So they are just highlighting the good things that their product is going to give, or is going to give benefits to the consumers or the buyers. So this is one example of this one from the Burger King. This is from the Burger King fries. So they say, the caption says, "Satis fries, big taste and less fat." So they emphasize that the taste. They are emphasizing on the taste of the burger, and then also it says less fat, meaning it does not make you big if you eat fries. And then they also said, or they also says 30% less calories. So they're emphasizing on the fact that it does not make you big. It does not give you, or it does not give you additional weight. Okay. So if you eat Burger King fries, aside from the fact that it tastes good, it does not make you big. It does not make you, you know, bigger, or it does not add to your weight. Okay? So there. Do you have any questions? That's actually the last part of this topic. So I would like you to throw questions for clarifications. Any questions? Are you sure you don't have any questions? You understood everything? Okay. All right. So if you understood everything, we will have a short activity. Please get 1/4 size of paper. 1/4, just 1/4. I'll show you the picture, and then you tell me what type of propaganda technique is in the picture. Okay. First picture. Okay, this picture. So you just get the Okay, you tell me the type of propaganda technique this picture is showing. Okay, we move on to the next slide. This one, what do you think is this type of propaganda? Next, what do you think is this type of propaganda? Next, And then this one from Hershey's. What do you think this is? Okay, that's it. So let me see, or let us see. Let us check your papers if you answered correctly. Number one picture is glittering generalities. Okay. Okay, so again, picture number one is glittering generalities. Okay, we move on to picture number two. This one is name calling. And then for number three, we have transfer. Okay, so the famous public, the famous figure that this advertisement is using are military men. Military men. Okay, next picture. We have this one, iced mocha from McDonald's. This one is card stacking. So they're focusing on the creamy, dreamy, icy chocolatey of the iced mocha of McCafe by McDonald's. Okay, so they're not focusing on the negative, because if you drink this, it's too sweet. So too sweet is not too good to your health. But they are focusing on just the good things of this drink. Next, we have Hershey's. So emotional words. It takes a special chocolate to make everyone happy. So the word there is happy. Okay, targeting your emotion. Now, who got perfect? Everyone got perfect? Okay, very good. All right, so we move on to this part. Let's go back to defining what a slogan is. Okay, so for slogan in advertising, this is a catchy phrase or series of words used to help consumers remember a company, a brand, or product. Okay, examples we have from Jollibee, they say, Bida ang saya. McDonald's, they say, love ko to. Cream Silk, conditioned for greater. Just recently, they used this slogan, conditioned for greater. So for Cream Silk, they are using empowered women, independent women, uh, to advertise this conditioner or this brand. So it's telling the consumers that if you use Cream Silk, then you become independent too. You become successful too, just like these women, just like the women that advertise this product. Okay, so you have questions so far what a slogan is. If you could notice, a slogan is something that's catchy and also rhyming, and mostly they use words, common words that are very understandable. They don't use complicated words. So let's go back to the pictures I showed earlier. For this one, the slogan says, it's just tastes better. And then it says, it'll blow your mind away. So it's very catchy. It'll blow your mind away when you eat Burger King. Next, we have this one. When you ride alone, you ride with Hitler. Okay, so the person that is being represented here is Adolf Hitler. Okay. Next, we have again the person that they're trying to promote here, or they're using here, is the military man. Okay, so the drink that fights back. It says at the bottom, the drink that fights back. It's impossible for the drink to fight back, but they're using it just to catch the attention of the consumers. Now for this one, it's very rhyming. Creamy, dreamy, icy, chocolatey. So the Y sound is what's rhyming these words. So again, this one, it's not focusing on the negative effect or the negative things that sweet drinks are giving, but focusing on the very positive things that this drink is giving to the consumers. Now for this one, again, this is emotional words, emotional. It takes a special chocolate to make everyone happy. That's very catchy. Okay, so do you have questions so far? No questions? So, if you have no more questions, we will move on to this part. Okay, this is another activity. I want you to get another piece of paper, one half crosswise. And then for the directions, you study and observe the advertisement given below. You will analyze the intention of words and expressions used in the propaganda technique that you can find above the printed ad. And then you answer the following questions. Use a separate sheet of paper for your answers. Okay, so I'll write down the questions here if I could write it. Can I write the questions here? Let me see. Okay, so I don't think I can write the questions here. Just study and take note of the pictures. And then you write these questions first. Or you can just write these questions first. And then I'll go back to the picture. So the first question is, please write this down in your paper. Again, one half crosswise. Prepare one half crosswise. Question number one, what is the advertisement or the propaganda about? Number two, what are the words and or expressions used? Number three, what is the intention or purpose of these words and expressions used in the advertisement? And number four, what do you think is a propaganda technique being used? Okay, so I will give you 10 minutes to answer these four questions. Okay? And here's your picture. Okay, your 10-minute is up. We're done with the 10 minutes. So question number one, Ziana will answer question number one. Question number two, we'll have Christine. And then question number three, we'll have Alma. And then question number four, Christian will answer it. Okay, let's begin. So what is the advertisement or the propaganda about? That's correct. The advertisement is about saving the paper so that you can save the planet. That's right. And then question number two, what are the words and or expressions used? Okay, so the slogan used is save the paper, or save paper, save the planet. That's right. Here you go. Let me encircle that. Again, this is the slogan that is being used. Save the paper, save the planet. plastic paper, save the planet. Okay, next. Question number 3. For question number 3, what is the intention or purpose of these words and expressions used in the advertisement? What do you think is the purpose and intention? Okay, that's correct. So the advertisement or the propaganda is trying to encourage the people around the world to save using papers or any paper for that matter. So for this picture, the paper that we are talking about here is the tissue paper. So this is actually a tissue paper dispenser, when you go to the toilet. So what I do is I actually practice not using tissue papers or any wet tissue paper. I don't really use that because it's single use, and once you use it you cannot anymore recycle it. So what I do is, instead of using a tissue paper, I bring a towel with me, or any cloth with me to wipe that private area after going to the washroom or to the bathroom. So this is for me one way of saving the paper to save the earth, especially now that the Philippines is badly one of top 4 as the most badly affected of the climate change. So we really have to, we need this message. We really have to save trees, because we have to save paper, because saving paper means saving the earth, saving the planet, saving the trees. Okay, so we move on to question number 4. What do you think is the propaganda technique being used? Okay, for this one, the propaganda technique that is being used is emotional words, because the message "Save Paper, Save the Planet" is targeting the emotion of the people of the world to really save, uh, if, as much as possible, stop using tissue paper so that we can save trees, because saving trees again means saving the planet. Okay, very good. So, do you have any questions? Any questions? Okay, I think you have no more questions. So for this one, we will move on to this next activity, but I think we are running out of time, so I'll just give this to you as an assignment. You can submit this tomorrow. I have 2 questions for you. So for the first question, you are going to answer activity number 2 in your module, the module I gave it to you yesterday. So you go to page 8 and then you answer 1 to 10 of page 8. That's still about propaganda techniques and slogan making. Now for number 2, you're going to formulate or create a propaganda with a slogan promoting your local tourist destination. And again, when you are going to create or formulate a slogan, it has to be catchy, it has to be rhyming, and it has to use common or familiar words so that it would not be complicated for the audience to read your slogan. Okay, so I will be collecting your papers tomorrow. Now, again, do you have any questions? Are you sure? Okay. Well then, if you don't have any more questions, that's everything for today. I will see you tomorrow, class. Thank you, and see you tomorrow, everyone. Okay, thank you.